My wife was texting her ex behind my back. The vibration of my wife's phone cut through the quiet of our bedroom like a knife, pulling me from sleep at 2 a.m. I glanced over at Emily, her face illuminated by the screen as she hastily typed a reply, her body tense under the covers. "Who is it?" I murmured, but she quickly locked the phone and turned away. "Just work," she whispered, but her voice cracked. I'd told her to stop messaging her ex, Alex, weeks ago, but she'd called it harmless catching up. "It's my phone, my choice," she said, hiding her screen with a defiant smile. That night, as I lay there staring at the ceiling, doubt clawed at me. Harmless? Or the beginning of something that would tear us apart? I'm Tyler, a 37-year-old software engineer, analytical and patient, the type who builds code for stability and dreams of a quiet life with the woman I love. Emily, my wife of 6 years, is 35, a vibrant school teacher with a warm heart and a stubborn streak that once charmed me but now felt like a wall. We met in college, her laughter drawing me out of my introverted world. Our marriage in Austin was solid at first. Weekend barbecues, shared hikes, talks of starting a family. But Alex, her college ex, had resurfaced 6 months ago via social media, and their innocent chats had escalated. He was 36, a smooth-talking salesman living in Dallas, always the charmer who broke her heart years ago. The conflict ignited one rainy afternoon when I couldn't ignore it anymore. I'd borrowed her phone to check the weather app, innocent enough, and a notification popped up from Alex. "Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Last time was amazing." My blood ran cold. I confronted her in the living room, her phone in my hand. "Emily, what the hell is this?" My voice was steady, but inside I was crumbling. She snatched the phone, her cheeks flushing. "It's nothing, Tyler, just catching up." But I scrolled through the messages, flirty emojis, late-night confessions, plans to meet in secret. "Harmless?" I echoed, my heart pounding. "This is an affair." She burst into tears, admitting they'd met twice, that it had turned physical. "I was lonely, Tyler. You're always buried in your work." Her words sliced deep, blaming me for her choices. I didn't explode. I just said, "You hid this. That's not catching up. That's betrayal." I walked out into the rain, needing air to breathe. The weeks that followed were a torrent of anguish and reflection. I stayed with my brother Ryan, replaying every moment, the way Emily's eyes would light up at her phone, the distance she'd put between us. Her texts came in waves. "Tyler, please, I made a mistake. I love you." Her family called relentlessly. Her mom, voice quivering, "She's devastated, son. Don't throw it all away." Her sister even drove to my office, pleading, "Give her another chance, Tyler. She's family." But their desperation couldn't mend the fracture. I felt like a fool, questioning if my long hours coding had driven her to Alex. Was I too predictable, too absorbed? Yet, the core truth burned. She chose to text him, to lie, to cross lines I never imagined. Her my choice had become my pain. My emotional journey was a grueling ascent from despair to resolve. I still loved Emily, her kindness with her students, the way she'd surprise me with my favorite tacos. But love without trust was a hollow shell. I dove into therapy, a straightforward guy named Dr. Harlan who cut through my self-blame. "Her actions are hers," he said. "You can't rewrite her choices." I started cycling again, the Texas hills blurring as I pedaled out my fury. Ryan, ever the straight shooter, told me over beers, "Bro, you deserve someone who chooses you every day." I realized I'd been the fixer, always debugging our issues, but this bug was hers to own. I began prioritizing myself, coding side projects for fun, reconnecting with friends. The pain didn't vanish, but it sharpened my boundaries. I wouldn't be the man who begged for scraps of honesty. The twist unraveled 2 months later, in a voicemail from Alex himself. I almost deleted it, but curiosity won. "Tyler, man to man," he said, his tone laced with regret. Emily came to me thinking we'd pick up where we left off, but I was seeing someone else the whole time. Those meetings, they meant nothing to me. I was just lonely too. He confessed he'd been juggling Emily with his on-again girlfriend, using the flirtation to boost his ego while planning to propose to her. Emily had poured her heart out in those texts, believing in a rekindled flame, but Alex saw her as a distraction. The revelation stunned me, not relief, but a profound sadness. She'd risked everything for a lie, manipulated by the same guy who'd hurt her before. It wasn't just infidelity, it was a tragic repeat of her past mistakes. I agreed to one final meeting with Emily, at a neutral coffee shop, the air thick with unspoken words. She arrived looking frail, her usual spark dimmed. "Tyler, I've cut off Alex completely," she said, her voice breaking. "I was stupid, chasing a ghost. Please, stay, we can fix this." Tears streamed down her face as she reached for my hand. But I pulled back gently, my resolve ironclad. I told her about Alex's voicemail, watched her eyes widen in shock and then shatter with realization. "He used me, again," she whispered, collapsing into sobs. "But I love you, Tyler, that's real." I shook my head, my voice calm. "You chose to hide those messages, Emily. Not just him, you chose the secrecy over us." I stood, leaving the divorce papers on the table. This isn't my pain to carry anymore. Her cries followed me out, but I didn't look back. The ending wasn't the sunset wedding vow renewal I'd once fantasized about, but a quiet dawn of self-discovery. I moved into a modern apartment overlooking the city, dove deeper into my coding passion, even launching a small app that connected cycling enthusiasts. Emily relocated to her parents' house, I learned, seeking therapy for her patterns. Her family faded from contact, their pleas unanswered as they accepted the irreparable. The lesson etched into me wasn't vengeance, it was vulnerability's cost. Betrayal doesn't just wound, it illuminates your worth. I'd been unmoved by their begging because I'd finally moved myself, from victim to survivor. Now, as I cycle through Austin's winding paths, the wind whipping past, I carry the echoes of her texts, but embrace the silence of my own choices. I don't resent Emily, I understand her, trapped in cycles she couldn't break. Trust is a code you can't force run, it either compiles or crashes. I'm not the husband who overlooked her screen. I'm Tyler, resilient, open to whatever comes next. The horizon stretches wide, and for the first time, it's all mine.